Hey, welcome back, guys. Okay, we're going to work on the guided practice, page 158, numbers 1 through 5. If you did it, here are the answers. Number 1 is 200, number 2 is 360, number 3 is 400, and number 4 is 400 as well, and number 5 is 21,000. Okay, let's not waste time. Let's just get right to it. All right, number 1. Read the directions first. The direction states, use double number lines to find the whole. Okay. So copy the problem just to make sure we have it right. 40 is 20% of what number? You know, as I was doing these last night, a problem I kept having, I don't know if you were having the same problem, I would confuse the numbers. I would say 40% is 20 of what number? Make sure you read it correctly, because if you change the whole number with percent, you'll get a totally different answer. Okay? So 40% is 40. See, I just did it, didn't I? 40 is 20% of what number? Okay, we have to use two lines. A number line. 20% is right about here. That means 40 goes with it because it says 40 is. That means they're equal or they're connected in some way. Okay. And then here we go. This is all about thinking. I notice that from 0 to 20, that's 20 spots, obviously. If I keep going, I can go all the way to 100. If I keep going by 20s, 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 20 is 60, plus 20 is 80, plus 20 is 100. Again, I'm just skip counting. There's no hard math here. All of you can do this. Not a big deal. So what did we do when I just did this? It turns out I divided this whole 100% bar or line into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means I'll have to do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their correspondence 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1. All right. From 0 to 40, that's plus 40, right? And you'll do the same thing. You just keep adding. Plus 40, plus 40. All the parts are equal. And then just add down here. 40 plus 40 is 80, plus 40 is 180, plus 40 is 160. That means if I add another 140, that's 200. The final answer is 200. So that's saying 40 is 20% of 200. There's a connection. 40 is 20% of this whole number. Okay? So when you take the quiz, it's a whole number. Don't make this mistake of writing a percent symbol or change it into a decimal number. You don't need to change it into a decimal number. We just want the whole number, okay? All right. Number 2. Same thing. Use double number lines to find the whole. All right, let's see if I can do this right. 90, almost said percent. 90 is 25% of what number? Same thing, do not overthink this. Double number line, it's in the name. You're making 2 number lines. A number line and a percent line. Now, does the order matter? No, you want to draw the percent line, do that first. Doesn't matter. Whatever's comfortable for you, just be consistent. Make sure the number stays with the number and percent stay with percent. Okay, 0%, 0. We always know when we have nothing. I mean, that's a good place to start. And when we have everything, we have 100%. So we'll always know 100%. We may not always have the whole number, okay? So let's see. 90 is 25%. 25 is right about here. Is 25% of what number? 90 goes with that. 90 is 25% the number. Now, again, I'm looking at this from 0 to 25. Hey, if I get 4 of these, I can get to 100. So it's just adding. You can always play with it. All right? 25. And you can always add. Again, just kind of do this. There's no harm in writing this down. Don't be in such a rush. Now, if it works out, 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25 is 100. Yes, it works out. It's fine. Okay? So same thing. We divided this into 4 parts. We'll do the same thing with the whole number line. 4 parts. From 0 to 90, added 90. Plus 90. Plus 90. Plus 90. Okay. 90 plus 90 is 180. Quick trick. All I'm doing really is adding 9 plus 9 is 18. It's my times tables. 9 times 3 is 27. Add a 0. 9 times 4. There we go. Anyways, just 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 360. And the answer is 360. All right, number 3. This time, instead of a double number line, it says write a percent proportion and solve each problem. All right, I kind of said in the notes yesterday, hopefully you still remember. You have your proportion. You're going to write 2 ratios, right? You need to know the part and the whole. This is the whole number. And you need to know the percent. Now, just like with the number line, we always know with percent, the denominator is going to be 100. 100, excuse me, you can't see that. There we go. Apologize. Let me repeat what I just said. You have to write a percent proportion. Percent proportion. You're going to have your percent ratio and your number ratio. 2 ratios. Okay? So this says 120 is 30% of what number? Okay. 30%. We know where that goes with percent. So 30 goes right there. And 120 is a part. Okay? Because it says 120 is 30%. And we know 30% is the part of 100%. 30% is a part of 100%. And so there's a connection. Do not make the mistake of writing the part as a whole, because that, again, changes your whole answer. Okay, now, this is where you can get confusing. All right? As you see, you're scaling down from 120 to 30. Okay? You're dividing by 4. Okay? To get to 30. 12 divided by 4 is 3. When you added 0 both times, okay. But I realize some of you are going to say, well, what number can you divide by 4 to get 100? You're like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay? Or maybe it does. What I'm saying is, I know some of you don't like division. So let's make this easy on yourselves. Go backwards. Okay? So if you start from the smaller number to the larger number and you're going to scale up, I know I can make 4 groups of 30 to make 120. Again, I'm just focusing on the first digits. 3 and 12. Times 4 gives me 12. I just multiply both by 10. I have that. Okay? And though, so if I do that, that means I can multiply this by 4 and get 400. And there's your answer. Okay? It's just thinking. Now, let me mention one other thing before I move on. If this still bothers you, again, you notice I wrote part to whole and the percent ratio here. You can always switch it around. I can do this and do this here. Is it 120 that I'm looking at? Yes, 120. Okay. If I simplify this by 10, I can both of them have a 10 as a common factor. It becomes 3/10. And again, I'm setting up 2 equivalent ratios, a proportion, and you should be able to see even better. 3 times 40 gives you 120. Now, if that's still a little too hard, you can always do the division. Guys, eventually you're going to have to do some work, okay? There's only so many shortcuts. Now, if you're at home and you want to use a calculator, by all means, go ahead, but you still need to know the skills, okay? So I'll leave it there, and then do the same thing here. 10 times 40. 10 groups of 40 or 4 groups of 10. It's 400. Again, you can do the math to verify, but that is the answer. You get the same thing. All right, almost done. Number 4. Guys, there are so many ways to do this. It's just a puzzle. Just don't think, oh, I got to get this stuff done. Oh my God, oh my God. If you stress, you're going to hurt yourself, okay? So we're using a percent proportion. We have 60 is 15% of what number? I didn't write the other problem before, but remember to do that. Again, just a good advice so you don't confuse. I mean, if I didn't write this down, again, I probably would have said 60% is 15 of what number. That totally changes the answer. So it doesn't hurt to write the problem down, okay? So part to whole, we're going to write 2 ratios. All right, the order doesn't matter. You can do the percent first and then the whole, whatever works for you. Okay, part to whole. 60 is a part of this whole over here. Okay, it's 15%. So 60 is 15% But of what number? That's what we don't know. 15% we know goes 15 to 100, 15 per 100, 15%. And look, guys, I'm going to assume that I'm going to make a faith here. I believe in you guys. I know you can do this. So let's look at the smaller number. Okay? I can scale up. I know I can go from 15 to 60. Again, we did number talks. You could have done, if you're not sure, keep adding. 15 plus 15 is 30. Hey, if I do that twice, I get 30 and 30, and that's 60. Well, how many 15s did I add? 1, 2, 3, 4. 15 times 4 is 60. Órale, so we do the same thing. All right? Same thing. The answer is 400. But what does that mean? This is the percent proportion. We have the percent, we have the whole number here, and the part of it, right? 60 is 15% of 400. So again, if we were to draw a real quick bar, let's say it's a box of 400, I keep saying books, I gotta figure something else. 400 glasses. Oh, I'm such a nerd. 400 glasses. Okay. When you have all of them, that's 100%. It's saying we have 15%. 15 is like very little over here. I mean, 15%. If you only have this much, if someone tells you you only have 15% of a case full of glasses and you know there's 400 glasses in there, then you know, hey, that just means I have 60. Okay? So again, 60 is 15% of this whole number. All right, last one, number 5. Again, it's a word problem, so it's not a word problem, just think of it as a word story. Okay, in the first year of ownership, a new car can lose 20% of its value. If a car lost $4,200 of value in the first year, how much did the car originally cost? Oof, okay, again, we're talking about a car. Look, you already know this. You've been with me before. You know I'm not an artist. But hey, it's cool. You don't have to be to get this done. Looks more like a... Oh, whatever. There's my car. Woohoo. All right. And I'm going to draw a visual, just in my head. I like drawing bars. It's just easy for me. Okay. When you buy a car, a new car, you pay full price, obviously. Okay. Now the question's asking, how much did it cost originally? So what was the full price? Full original cost, full price, that's what we don't know. Full price, original cost. All right. But we do know that it loses 20%. Okay? 20% of this. Okay? 20% is there. And guys, if you notice something, I'm kind of drawing a double number line. If I were to erase this, this, and this, guess what? You have 2 number lines. Okay? Really, honestly, look, truly, look, I'm not lying to you. 2 number lines. But I'm just I'm disguising it as a box. Anyways, but let's do the percent proportion. Okay. You don't have to write the percent. I'm just doing it to remind myself this is what I'm talking about. All right. So $4,200 is part of the entire value of the car. The whole price. We don't know what it is. That's what we're looking for. Okay? You have options here. You really do. Depends how you want to go with this. Oof. You can simplify 20 over 100 to get 1/5 when you divide by a factor of 20. You can divide this by this, because basically you're asking how many groups of 20 can I make in 4,200, which means you have to divide. And then whatever you get there, you'll do the same thing here. You multiply it by whatever, and you get the same answer. Look, if you know what, you have to bite the bullet. You're going to have to use a little division. All right, 20 times something equals 4,200. That means I'm going to divide. If you go backwards, if this way is multiplication, as before, division. right? So how many groups of 20 can I make out of 4,200? All right. I'm making groups of 20. I can't do it out of 4. I can do it out of 42. 20 times 2. I subtract, I'm with 2. I bring down the 0. 20 times 1 is 20. I'm left with nothing. I bring down the 0. That's nothing. 20 times 0 gives you nothing, and there's your answer. That means, back to some use a different color so you can see it better. Man, what's wrong with blue? 20 times 210 gives you 4,200. There's your proof. That means you'll have to do the same thing here. 100 times 210. Excuse me, I feel like sneezing. Excuse me. Okay, so again, do the math. 100 times 210. There are shortcuts. 210. What did it tell you originally is, hey, if a number's in a lot of zeros, you squish it to the side, add the zeros there, and just multiply by the non-zero digit, 200, add zeros, your answer is 20,000. Oh, excuse me. See what happens when you go too fast? 21,000. But I'm going to do the work just so you can see what's going on. I start with this ones place, 0, 0, 0, because 0 times anything is 0. And guess what? We're done with the ones place. Now I start in the tens place, 0 times 0 times 0. Again, same thing. Whew. Now I'm done with the tens place. I'm done with the ones place, just place value holders. I'm in the hundreds place. I don't know if you can see that or not. So 1 times 0, 1 times 1, 1 times 2. 0 plus 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0 plus 0, 1, 2. Okay. Your answer is $21,000. So that means, back to this, this car originally cost $21,000. Okay? And after a year, it loses $4,200. Now, a question on the quiz might be, if it loses this much, how much is the car worth now? All right? Just, I know it's not part of the problem, but I want you to think about this. 4,200 plus whatever this is will give you 21,000. Just keep that in mind, okay? All right, that is the guided practice.